Well, hello, people. I'm Brandoskiiii, and yeah, welcome back again to another video. A video that I didn't really expect to be recording, but as you would have read by the title, I'm giving my honest thoughts and opinions on a movie that recently has come out globally, Markiplier's newest movie and his first movie, Iron Lung. Now, before I actually get started my opinions on Iron Lung, the movie, I just wanted to quickly just tell you a lot about the video game itself. So, the video, I literally searched it up. It's like the biggest game at the moment, purely just because of the fact that the movie's come out. And as you can see in the About section, when you literally search it up on Google or wherever else, it's 2022 submarine simulation horror game. The player, you basically control an unnamed convict who explores an ocean of blood on a desolate moon in a small rusty submarine nicknamed the Iron Lung, or just the game that you'll be playing. And honestly, Iron Lung on Steam, it cost absolutely bugger all. I think it's actually on a discount at the moment. And at the same time, it barely takes any storage space to be able to download as well. Like, the whole game is just you in a submarine. You can't see anything outside of it. First things first, there are a few big things. So Markiplier himself, the amount of effort that he put into making this movie, he put his heart, his soul, he just put everything into making this movie. Like, for it being his first movie, I mean, he did a fucking fantastic job. I mean, I'll say this, for someone who also listens to his podcast, Destructible, he does this podcast with Maishkarim and Lord Minion 777. He blabbers on all the time, years before this movie was published, of all the footage that he had to download, all the footage that he had to edit, just all the issues that he was going through just day by day. He pushed through all of it, and he managed to produce something that nobody could have expected. And honestly, for someone like me who has been a fan of his for countless of years, and as the days continue, I couldn't be more pleased. And here's like a big thing about this movie too. Like, Markiplier, he didn't have any big cinematic studios to assist him in terms of making this movie. He funded this entire movie purely based on his own wealth. I think the budget for this movie was around $3 million. I'm not exactly sure with numbers, but I think, given by what others have said, it's been around that. But just from the past week of this movie coming out, or probably the past couple of weeks, whenever this video gets published, this movie's already made like over $24 million in box office sales. And that's 8 times over the budget. To create a movie like this, where it's purely located in just one room or just one location, that's a difficult task. And I mean, it's not an easy thing as a director, as a producer, just as a writer, whatever. Like, especially as his first movie, again, he did a great job. Like, a lot of movies nowadays, there has to be a lot of change of scenes, there's gonna be a lot of drama, there's gonna be a lot of action. It just gets people just motivated to see what's coming. And Markiplier just being just in the Iron Lung, that being the only area that has been filmed, he did an amazing job in terms of portraying different emotions clear enough for us viewers to be able to understand how he's feeling and to actually get us relatively invested. And I guess the hardest thing, especially for someone like me who has been a long-time subscriber of his, and I guess this could be the same for a lot of other people, is a difficult thing for us would have been the fact that we needed to view him as an actor playing as a character rather than just Markiplier playing in another playthrough, let's say. And another big thing about this particular movie is that compared to the video game, you're not necessarily given that much lore to begin with, whereas with this movie, there actually is a lot of additional lore, especially about the main character himself, who Markiplier plays, and there is going to be a few spoilers, and I'm just going to say this now. If you don't want any spoilers, this is probably the time where you click off or just skip through to when I don't say anything else for the next couple of minutes. Markiplier plays a character as Simon, and pretty much throughout the movie, you get to hear a lot of instances where he was maybe one of the main characters who was the reasoning for the destruction of Filament Station, which is supposedly like this big, massive spacecraft, I think is what it was, given by what I saw in the movie. There definitely, for me personally, there definitely could be a prequel in terms of just how Simon, aka Markiplier, actually ended up in the Iron Lung in the first place. I think there's enough of a story beforehand where there could actually be another movie's worth. Okay, so everything that you just heard up until this point, they were all actually my good thoughts and opinions about Iron Lung, but now I'm going to head into just a couple of bad thoughts. Well, thoughts, they're not necessarily that bad, but I think they could just be extras, but I'm just going to say them anyway. But if there is anything that I want to make clear, for a very first movie ever that was entirely funded by Markiplier himself, there honestly isn't that many flaws. Like, of course, there's going to be other critics out there that can say plenty, say this or that, but just from your average Joe like me, I honestly don't think there's that many flaws. I think this is probably going to be the biggest flaw for most people, because I think I've already heard a few other people mention this. And especially when I was watching this was definitely the main thing that kind of annoyed me, but I guess it kind of made sense to me at the same time. And again, spoilers, so if you don't want to listen to this, this is where you probably want to mute it. There was a speaker that was built into Iron Lung, and that speaker was Simon's, Markiplier's, only way of communicating to the people on the surface. And there was several instances where the speaker was just playing all of these different voices, but at the same time Simon was having all of these hallucinations, and there was just all these voices that pretty much just kept overlapping, and it sounded so muffled. It just didn't sound clear. You couldn't tell what you were listening to, who you were listening to. Honestly, it just made it so difficult for viewers like myself and for everyone else to process and understand what anyone was saying. Again, maybe this was intentional just to make things a little bit more mysterious and just crazy. But personally, I think they should have just tried to make all the voices from the hallucinations and through this, maybe through the speakers, just a little bit more clearer. Now, this isn't speaking for me personally. I'm kind of just saying this on behalf of probably a lot of people with this particular comment. But again, this is one of these movies where it's just located in the same area. You're not going to be seeing anything else for the entire 2+ hours of this movie. And I think there's a lot of people out there who prefer movies where there's a lot of action and there's a lot of change of scenery. And for me, I didn't give a shit about that. I still thought the movie was good, considering it was just a singular location kind of movie. Otherwise, yeah, really just the end of this video. The only other thing that I could possibly add is they could have added plenty more outside views of Iron Lung just to see like what the surroundings look like. But I guess when you do actually think of the logistics of just how blood works, blood is thick, blood is not see-through, So I guess it would make sense why there was almost no scenes of the outside views of the submarine, pretty much. I mean, it would have been cool to see its surroundings from an outside perspective. Again, I think it's just one of these things that's just sort of an added mystery of just people wondering, you know, what was the actual scenery like within all of that sea of blood. That's it. That's all that I really had to say. Again, it was just quick, straight to the point. I didn't really say too much about the movie itself. I didn't say too much about the game itself. Again, the video game I'll hopefully record and publish onto YouTube soon enough, because I'm actually now eager to play just to see the side-by-side comparison of it. Markiplier, if you ever miraculously watch this, because I know that you're looking at a lot of feedback about this movie, you've got millions of us who love what you did, and honestly, you did an amazing job for being a YouTuber who is now could have potentially changed his career to being an actor. I mean, I don't know, I'm just saying, he did pretty good for being an actor for a first proper movie. I think he should continue, but for now he's still a YouTuber. But other than that, yeah, that's it. I'll see all you fellas in the next video, and take care of yourselves.